One guaranteed part of the guitar final is identifying the parts of the guitar. It's very simple if you relate it to the human body. So let's start at the top. Okay. Generally speaking, we're going to refer to this part of the guitar as the head. Sometimes it's called the headstock. Either is fine. Now, these we're going to call tuners. The white piece of plastic that separates the strings, hopefully you will remember that, is being called the nut. What would a guitar be if it didn't have strings, right? The black bars that cross through the guitar we'll of course call frets, which leads us to this large portion of the guitar that we're going to call the fretboard. Okay, let's work down towards the large end of the guitar, which we might as well refer to that bad boy as being called the body. More specifically, if we look at this contour here, let me choose a different color. We'll call that the waist. The surface of the guitar we're going to call the face. Might also call it the soundboard. Zoom in here a little bit. The space that's in our hole here, we're going to call it the tone or even the sound hole. The fancy pattern that surrounds it, we're going to call the rosette. This piece of plastic, of course, protects the guitar from picks, so we're going to call it the pick guard. And let's take a look at this part of the guitar here. Each of these are called bridge pins. They're called bridge pins because they go inside the bridge. And please do not forget that the strings ride on the saddle. Okay? All of those elements for sure you're going to have to be able to identify on the final. Please make yourselves comfortable with that. The last thing I want to talk about is just the staff for guitar. Remember, we're only going to be using the treble clef for acoustic guitar and electric guitar because it plays much higher than the bass guitar that uses the bass clef. A super important thing I want you to realize are what these little extensions are called. If you don't remember, I'll help you out. Ledger lines. Okay? They're just mini extensions of the staff. Use as many as you need to, going up or down to give yourself a extension of the staff. Please be aware that on the final you're going to have to do some note naming. For example, if you saw this on the final, you would have to identify its letter which would be F. You'd also have to identify its string and fret number, which would be 4th string, 3rd fret. You will also have to identify it as being a half note, and you would have to know how many beats that is, which is 2. Lots of elements that go into reading the music that we've been looking at all semester. So please keep that in mind, that you're going to have to know the names of the notes, the string and fret number, and then what type of note it is, including its associated number of beats. Take a look at that, review as much of it as you need to. A lot of that information is in the books if you need to review.